I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather. Ladies and gentlemen, chaos broke out. And I'm not talking about legit, bona fide boxing, pure boxing chaos. I'm talking about the kind of stuff that's just embarrassing. Look at this here, please.
This is a beautiful house, my man. How many square feet is this?
A little bit over 20,000 square feet, 3 or 4 levels.
Money Mayweather, seems appropriate that you would be living in Vegas.
My mentality is always about, working smarter, not harder.
Floyd Money Mayweather, a living legend, a walking empire in the world of boxing. But now, everything's changing. Stephen A. Smith is asking the big questions. Is Mayweather's empire actually crumbling? A $42 million scandal has rocked the boxing world. And the undefeated champ's toughest opponent yet might just be financial ruin.
The $1 million garage.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Well, we on ESPN, this car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million.
4 years, Mayweather sold himself as the highest-paid athlete on the planet. I make $100 million per fight, he used to say. His name in the headlines meant money pouring in, or at least, that's what it looked like.
It's close to 15 million. You're right, it's close to 15 million.
And you don't drive them.
No.
But now, one voice has exposed the whole narrative. Former UFC title contender and analyst Chael Sonnen claims it was all an illusion, a master-level scam in sports marketing. He says those 9-figure paydays, they only existed in headlines. The reality? Something very different.
She did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
Mayweather flaunted flashy watches, private jets, and stacks of bank slips. But according to Sonnen, there was never any real financial proof. No broadcast partners, no third-party confirmations, just viral headlines and social media sparkle.
This phrase, fake news.
Yeah.
Why is he saying that? What does that even mean? You can trust the news. There's no such thing as fake. People were dressed up as empty seats, and I mean thousands of people.
No.
I bought my mother's ticket that day. That day, my mother decides that she wants to go to the fight. So I'm in there, and I'm telling the world that this place is sold out because that's what's on the screen. And it's not even close. Yeah. This isn't like, it's pretty much there's thousands of empty seats. That was the first time that in my own life I ever just, wow, fake news is real.
Wow.
And then Mayweather, they wanted a rematch. They were begging. They were doing more media trying to get a rematch than they did leading into the first match. And the guys that wrote the check.
And that leads to a brutal question. Was Mayweather's entire empire built on real money, or just hype, ego, and PR magic? Chael Sonnen might just be the beginning. Financial lawsuits, unpaid jewelry bills, even a crypto scam case. They're all closing in on Floyd's money brand from every side. Mayweather has always symbolized untouchable wealth in boxing. A man who turned luxury into a lifestyle. But behind the private jets and million-dollar shopping sprees, the cracks are starting to show. And they're spreading faster than anyone expected. Truth bomb? Floyd Mayweather might be broke. But no one's saying it out loud. Except his old enemies.
Whoever puts that press release and sends it out, never has a company that's publicly traded had an executive back those numbers. They're all lies.
And when Oscar de la Hoya, a longtime rival turned reluctant supporter, starts saying something's not right, you know things are getting serious. De la Hoya, a promoter who knows every corner of the boxing business, didn't just throw shade. His recent statement felt like a financial obituary. Jewelry lawsuits, asset rumors, an endless stream of exhibition fights. All signs are pointing to one thing. Mayweather's so-called billion-dollar empire might not be as bulletproof as it looked to the public. And here's the kicker. When a man who once wanted to break your face in the ring starts showing you sympathy, that speaks louder than any bank balance. But the story doesn't end there. Floyd wasn't about to stay silent. When de la Hoya extended a hand of sympathy, Mayweather reminded the world, let's not forget who really wrote the playbook on business in this game. Because when it comes to money and loyalty, Mayweather has always hinted, De La Hoya's hands weren't exactly clean behind the scenes either.
You have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard, I know life is expensive, but come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.
This isn't just a flex, it's a statement. No matter how many controversies or challenges come his way, one thing is clear, Mayweather is a financial juggernaut. His lifestyle is still the dream for athletes around the globe, both inside and outside the boxing ring. But not everyone's impressed with his recent choices. Critics, including Stephen A. Smith, are openly questioning Floyd's decisions, especially his exhibition fights with non-boxers like Logan Paul. Stephen A. says, Floyd is playing with his legacy, just for headlines and cash. According to him, stepping into the ring with people who have no boxing background is diluting the value of Mayweather's legendary career.
We helped build this guy up. He was fighting on my undercard. He was the co-main. We helped build this guy up. And you know what Oscar De La Hoya do? You know what Mr. Loyal Oscar De La Hoya do? I'm sorry, Miss Disloyal Oscar De La Hoya do? He take him right over to HBO and cut a deal with HBO. And when he cut the deal, he got money, but I bet Canelo didn't see none. But these are the things that people don't know about in a sport of boxing.
Stephen A. admits Floyd's earning power is unmatched. But he also believes these kinds of fights are damaging the integrity of boxing itself. Mayweather doesn't have anything left to prove. He should be protecting his legacy, not compromising it by sharing the ring with people like Logan Paul. They say, the higher you climb, the harder you fall. And maybe, Floyd's fall has already begun, behind closed doors. The same Floyd who once counted millions on camera, who tossed cash like confetti, is now surrounded by lawsuits, unpaid debts, and whispers of financial collapse for years. Mayweather made the world believe he was untouchable. The king of PPV, the master of luxury, the boxer who turned boxing into $1 billion empire. But what if it was all an illusion? What if the private jets, the diamond chains, and the flashy bank slips were just props in the biggest illusion in boxing history?
I got paid, just not in full. Like, there's a couple million somehow that is just missing. Where did the money go? Floyd said he could afford a Jeff Bezos-sized jet from the money he made from that fight. I ain't got no jet. Fuck, dude. I'm missing a couple mil. We're gonna find it, bro. I'll see you in court. The art is happening. Just like, mark my words, we're coming for you, Floyd. We're coming for your millions and the last of your...
For a man who built his entire legacy on the image of in-your-face wealth, this isn't just about Canelo or some old business beef. Mayweather's been subtly pointing to something bigger: hidden deals, silent payouts, financial games behind closed doors. And now, those games are bleeding into lawsuits, unpaid debts, and hush-hush asset sales. And it's not just financial analysts or retired legends speaking out anymore. It's fighters from his own era, his own opponents, pulling off the mask.
Right away, just like I'm still collecting checks from fights 7 or 8 years ago. I'm still collecting checks. Why? Because I made smart moves and I'm my own boss. So they hate when the tables turn. You know, look how many years they've been owing us money. But we don't never trip. So now when the tables turn, they say, oh, you owe us something. Be happy with the biggest payday you ever got in your life.
Logan Paul, the man who stepped in the ring with Mayweather, is still chasing his payment. The money he claims mysteriously vanished after the fight. And when it came to expressing frustration, Logan didn't pull any punches. Court case, missing millions, another crack in the money brand. What started as a simple exhibition bout is now ending as a financial manhunt. And Logan's not alone. When fighters have to fight in courtrooms to get what they earned in the ring, the question isn't whether something's wrong. The question is Mayweather's financial empire already running on fumes?
He is the promotional arm of his fights. It's why, in part, he makes so much money, because whereas a normal promotional company will take 30%,
he is that. And so oftentimes for his fights, before the tickets can go on sale to the public, or like right as they go on sale, he'll buy a whole wing, a whole section, and then he'll sell them at a higher price, marked up, so he can make,
like all the floors, he takes all of them.
All of them, 3, 4, 5x, and it's part of his business. Particular lawsuit, he had an investor pay $1.4 million in total for this section, and the investor was promised that the seats would sell at I think a 7 to 8x multiple, and he expected a return on his investment, and sure enough, he didn't get his initial investment back. He's strung along. He gets like 100K here and there, strung along, not getting paid. Now his investment allegedly is being rolled into Floyd's alleged fight with Manny Pacquiao, and so the investor's being strung along on this thing, and eventually, like us, it's like, yo, we're simply not getting paid in full. Like, we've been fucking dragged along for way too long now, and this guy finally filed a lawsuit against Floyd Mayweather. So that's the one that's actually active and pending. And then here we...
But when Logan Paul filed the lawsuit, Mayweather responded in classic Mayweather style. Cool. Calm. Unbothered, he flipped the blame and brushed the whole thing off like it was just spare change.
Or is that something that you can't disclose right now?
He has not paid me in full. That is a fact.
No
short a few mil,
Wow. Still a few mil?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Have you been in contact with him?
Nah, we're taking this one to court.
No, are you being serious? Is this like a...
Do I look serious, lady?
You do. I'm just making sure. I apologize.
Really?
I'm just...
Nah, I'm fucking with you. I'm not fucking with you. Yeah, we're taking him to court.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So,
see you in the courtroom. Congrats, you're going to prison, Floyd.
Mayweather played it like a routine business spat, but the timing tells a different story. Unpaid opponents, jewelers filing lawsuits, rumors of secret asset sell-offs. The pressure is coming from all sides, and no matter how many smart money moves he makes, one fact can't be hidden: people still haven't been paid. Logan Paul's frustration lifts the curtain on a business strategy fans never really saw. Mayweather wasn't just making money in the ring, he was controlling it, buying entire sections of fight tickets before they went public, then flipping them on the black market for huge profits. Floyd's real hustle went way beyond fight night.
That takes care of everything when everything is okay. I still got my private jets. Let me put an S on that because I got 3 of them. Still got my private jets. I still have all my beautiful homes, still have all my properties everywhere, and still making millions every month.
On the surface, even Logan admits Mayweather's ticket resale hustle wasn't exactly illegal. It was business. But the real issue? Transparency. Investors were kept in the dark, and crores vanished after the seats were already sold out.
When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match, all right, that's fine. Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing.
What started as a smart business setup slowly spiraled out of control. False promises, unpaid returns, courtroom battles. Logan's words reflect a disturbing pattern. A growing list of fighters, investors, and business partners are still waiting to settle the books with Mayweather. As long as Mayweather's public image was about private jets and luxury shopping sprees, people ignored the noise. But now, the cracks are impossible to ignore. And here's the biggest twist. These accusations aren't coming from bitter ex-promoters or click-hungry media outlets. They're coming from the people who stood across the ring from Floyd himself. Logan Paul, whose fight with Mayweather was one of the most watched exhibitions of the decade, says the real fight started after the final bell. And according to him, the promised payday? Still missing. The moment Logan's words hit the internet, the illusion of Mayweather's untouchable wealth began to crumble even more. This wasn't some jealous promoter or shady backstage gossip. This was a man who stood in the same ring, shook the same hands, and signed the same contracts. Mayweather, as always, stayed confident, unapologetically flaunting his luxury lifestyle. And in his own words, he reminded fans, "No matter what the world thinks, I built my success my way." But now the question is echoing louder than ever. Was this empire ever real, or just a brilliantly crafted illusion?
Man, and it's crazy, but it's happening. Yeah, 50 Cent is pretty much exposing the fact that Floyd Mayweather is having issues, but it was not 50 that started it. It was actually Business Insider.
I got Floyd here. It says Floyd Mayweather is stepping into Manhattan's multi-family ring in a big way. The retired boxer has gone into a contract to pay $420 million for a 1,000-unit affordable housing portfolio with more than 60 buildings, according to sources familiar to the deal. Josh Gotti of Black Spruce Management is the seller, and Black Spruce Magazine declined comment. It says also here that the investor partnered with Maynard Orchard on a $1.8 billion deal for 1,766 units spanning 6 rental buildings and an acquisition of the American Cooper Building, twin luxury towers in Murray Hills with the view of the East River.
The $42 million scam. The beginning of the end for Floyd Mayweather. This isn't just another clickbait headline. It's a red flag waving over the ruins of a collapsing empire. Behind the designer suits, the diamond-encrusted watches, and perfectly curated Instagram flexes the truth about Floyd Mayweather's so-called billion-dollar kingdom is finally cracking through the surface. And this time, no amount of PR spin can save the money brand from drowning in debt. Think that $42 million scandal was the climax. Think again. The deeper you dig, the uglier it gets. Behind the filters and private jets is a man trapped by his own illusion. So addicted to looking rich he forgot what it takes to stay rich. And when Stephen A. Smith, on national television, openly questions your bank account, that's not hate. That's the sound of an empire crumbling, brick by brick. Mayweather didn't just sell fights. He sold a fantasy. The fantasy of being too rich to fail, too untouchable to fall. But peel back the staged bank slips and ego-fueled stunts, and what's left? A man running out of time, out of allies, and judging by these lawsuits, out of money. This $42 million scandal might not just be a financial misstep. It might be the final nail in the coffin of the Mayweather money myth. So what do you think? Is this the collapse of a legend's empire? Or has Floyd been playing the world this whole time? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This story? It's far from over.